Yeah, whenever I've done any kind of film stuff, they do have to powder your head so that so you don't get a glare. So that is such a cute phone, Jeff. The pink and the diamonds is really you.
Thank you.
Is it yours? Oh.
My phone memory fills up.
So are we? Yeah.
It's candid.
Candid. Well, Grandma, I remember probably the first thing was all our Sunday dinners in the little white house when we'd set up that table right through the living room. And all of us little squirts were running around. That must have been a madhouse. It was so much fun for us because I was playing with Steve and Mike and Joe, and we were just all having a ball. And we called it the puking chicken, the chicken that poured the gravy out of its mouth onto the potatoes. So, yeah, she's great. That's my first memory. I can't believe that's still here. So, yeah, this was the puking chicken. So, but the memory that I have the most of you was I was driving home one night from a friend's house in Provo, and Eve was asleep in the back seat, and Joe was sitting next to me in the driver's seat, or he was sitting in the passenger seat, and it was starting to...
Payson, wasn't it? We had just taken medicine down to her because we dropped her off in Payson at Niall and CJ's.
I think I was there seeing Kirk or something.
Oh, were you?
I don't remember why we were down there, but...
Seems like there was another one of my kids with you too.
Not that night.
Okay. That was pretending to be asleep in the back.
Well, this night Eve was laying. We were in the Honda Accord. Eve was laying across the back seat, and Joe was laying down against the door, and he was going to sleep. And we were as we were coming. We were, I think, driving up, not quite to the point of the mountain yet, but we were going about 75 miles an hour, and I woke up to Joe saying, Dave, and luckily he hadn't fallen asleep because I was dead asleep behind the wheel going 75, and then, so I'll try and make the story part short. Then as we got to the point of the mountain, the blizzard got really bad, and there was just like 5 feet visibility, and as we're coming over, heading down, some lights started coming in perpendicular to I-15 where there wasn't any way it could have been. And as I drove by, an RV came right across the road, and there were a bunch of lights right behind us, but there weren't when we got down. There was nobody behind us. The freeway was empty. And then we got to Lagoon, and as I'm getting ready to go on that off pass on the exit there, hit some really bad black ice, and the brakes weren't responding at all. No matter how I tapped them, I was sliding up. I was about ready to hit a car in front of me, and pulled over and did kind of a spin right in the middle of 4 other cars, and spun and ended up going up backwards and dropping back down on the median in the middle of the freeway. And that woke Eve up. I'm pointing it because I remember, that woke you up. And Joe was a little white-knuckled. I'm sitting there thinking, I think I'm just going to sit here for a minute. But within about 10-15 seconds of that, a semi slid past just a couple of feet away from us, out of control, sliding sideways. So I decided that wasn't a good place to stay. And then we got home, and I'd been home for about 3 minutes. And I got a call from Grandma asking me how I was, and telling me that you had been really worried about me, and you had been on your knees for the last hour and a half, praying that I would be okay. I've never had anything like that happen before, really, Grandma. So I think Eve and I and Joe are here because you were on your knees.
Probably more than once.
Yep. So